I want you to take a second and think of your favorite pizza and all the toppings that you would get on it. Maybe you choose onions, green peppers, pineapple, ham, anything. Now imagine that as an extra large pizza all to yourself and how you would feel after eating the entire thing. Don't you think you would feel a little guilty and probably a little sick? How about fat, bloated, and miserable? Well, what if you could eat something like an extra large pizza or an entire cake and not feel guilty at all? That's how someone who suffers from bulimia tries to think. They figure they can eat anything they want as long as they can get rid of it before their body takes it in completely. According to Abigail Navishon, the average age people begin to develop bulimia starts as early as 9 to 12 years old. That's a younger sibling to most. The statistics on bulimia are shocking but need to be known and dealt with. So today I'm going to inform you all about bulimia, why people may become bulimic, signs and symptoms, and the real but scary effects that it may have on the body. Let's begin by taking a look into the life of someone who has first-hand experience. Paula Abdul is known worldwide for her singing, dancing, choreography, and of course judging on American Idol. She usually always looks happy, of course, until she disagrees with Simon on a performance. Behind that smiling face is a 17-year battle with bulimia. After finally admitting that she had a problem and needed help, she opened up about the truth of her disorder and the horrifying effects it had on her entire life. At the ripe age of 16, she found out through her friends who were also performers how to stay skinny all the time. She began vomiting and exercising excessively as a means to control her weight. She stated in an interview, "Whether I was sticking my head in the toilet or exercising for hours a day, I was spitting out the food and the feelings." She finally had enough of living her life based on looking good and staying skinny and got the help and therapy she needed to be free. There are many reasons why people may become bulimic. Some just think they aren't skinny enough and they need to look more acceptable to the world. Some have social and psychological disorders and they use bulimia as a way to deal with them. Another reason is something that is unfamiliar to most. Walter H. Kay, professor at the University of California, conducted a study that suggests that it is the altered function of neural circuitry that contributes to overeating and bulimia. Kay states, "It has been unknown whether individuals with anorexia or bulimia have a disturbance in the system that regulates appetite in the brain, or whether eating behavior is driven by another phenomena, such as obsessional preoccupation with the body image." He goes on to say, "However, this study confirms earlier studies by our groups and others that establish a clear link between these disorders and neural processes in the insula, which is an area in the brain where taste is sensed and integrated with reward to help determine if an individual is hungry or full." So many people believe that it is simply a lifestyle choice to be bulimic. Research proves that it actually may be something in people's brains that contributes to the disorder. Now that you have a little background on where bulimia can stem from, let's look at some signs and symptoms. There are 3 ways that someone who suffers from bulimia uses to control their weight. They induce vomiting, they use laxatives and other diuretics, and they engage in extreme exercising. Some people with bulimia binge on food several times a day, only to throw it up just a little bit after they are done eating. Carol Sonnenklar explained that it is not unusual for someone who has bulimia to eat 20 to 25 times their daily caloric intake, which adds up to some 50,000 calories. That's an insane amount of food. Others use and abuse laxatives, diet pills, and other diuretics to keep the weight off, taking in dozens of pills a day. Little do they know that something like a laxative can have the opposite effect for long-term use. They can actually constipate you. Others use exercise as a form to keep off the weight, whether they're exercising hours and hours a day or they're exercising to the point where their body basically fails. This would be known as exercise bulimia. Typical signs and symptoms would be someone going to the bathroom directly after every meal, smelling like vomit, eating excessive amounts, and not gaining a lot of weight. Another weird sign would be scars on their hands known as Russell signs, and that's caused from scraping your hand on your teeth as they stick their hand down their throat to purge. Now that you know what to look for in someone that has this disorder, let's finally learn some effects that it has on the body. Lorraine Savage explains some of the side effects that purging has on the human body. The person may experience severe tooth decay, swollen cheeks, and salivary glands, They can have dangerous loss of potassium that can lead to fatal heart problems and a ruptured esophagus or stomach. Bulimia affects and damages the body's organs, including the stomach and the kidneys. Tumors and lesions of the brain have also been associated with the development of abnormal eating patterns and symptoms of eating disorders. Do any of these stories, testimonies, or facts sound like a way that you would want to live your life? Constantly worrying about your weight and whether you measure up to the person next to you? There are many reasons why people can develop bulimia, but there are also that many more ways to get help. Bulimia is a serious disorder that can cause lots of problems that can be detrimental to your health. If you know someone or are someone who experiences any of these signs or symptoms, don't hesitate to get help. There are centers and therapy designed specifically for this type of treatment. Just know that you are not alone. There are millions of people out there suffering from bulimia.